Sly. I'm a lowlife.
Welcome to the club.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Eddie.
John Lucky Eddie.
You have a gun rack?
I do not. I have a gun safe.
But you think racist jokes are funny.
Some of them, yeah. Did he write this about us?
I think he did.
Hell. Ooh. We should have put this on last week's show. What do strippers eat for breakfast?
Sausage and eggs. Our good old buddy, John Eddie.
Do they play this on the Nashville network?
He has definitely moved to Nashville.
This was the big hit at the Morton Prom this year.
That's where all big pop stars go to retire. Nashville.
Nashville. Is Steven Tyler recording there?
That's right. He did a country album.
I just couldn't see him doing country. Or whatever the hell he does.
Who? Who?
Steven Tyler.
Sometimes, I think, yeah.
When he comes back to Aerosmith after that, does Joe Perry ask him to take a urine test? See if he's back on dope?
Is that the end of the song, Sly?
That is the end of the song.
Nice.
Your man,
you
New Jersey's own John Eddie.
Yeah, what'd you think about that?
Like I say, it was a little too country for me.
What do you? I like the lyrics.
Yeah, the lyrics do have some catchy phrases in it.
At least you remember he's from Jersey.
Of course.
You've been hanging around with me too long.
Yep. Jungle Boy.
Jungle boy, turn up the radio. I'm a jungle boy. Anyway, we've talked about John Eddie before on the show.
Ad nauseum.
Ad nauseum, really?
I don't not really ad nauseum, but he's sneaking up into VIP territory.
Well, we're gonna talk about him again here today, Sly.
Cool.
You reminded me of him earlier today, anyway, because
my good looks.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking about strippers and taking them out to breakfast, and I have a whole story about John Eddie, strippers, and breakfast.
My favorite subjects: breakfast and strippers.
Yeah, so that was great. So back to that song. John Eddie is prime. He does release, well, first of all, let's go back further in time. I know you roll your eyes whenever I say that, but you already know he was the next big thing out of Jersey.
After Bruce and Bon Jovi.
Right. Bruce had Born in the USA in the early 80s, so they found John Eddie hanging out at the Jersey Shore in about the mid 80s, doing some catchy tunes.
Was he doing the triple Lindy at the dock? Like Rodney?
Maybe. So he was supposed to be. Yeah, go ahead.
He followed the diving horse in the water show.
He was supposed to be the next big thing and never quite panned out, even though he had a few top 40 hits that no one remembers.
Nope.
But me.
Yep.
So primarily nowadays, he just like writes music for other people. He lives in Nashville, writes some country tunes, writes a few country rock tunes, because that song right there, I don't know if you recognize this, Sly. Kid Rock recorded it.
No, that sounds like a Kid Rock song.
Yeah, so it fits right in with Kid Rock. Kid Rock changed a few verses, maybe a verse or so, where he adds a verse about, I got cocaine on the nightstand, and whatever. I forget the words at this point, but Kid Rock recorded it. And John Eddie, I got a whole list of stuff I'm going to talk about here that I'm not going to take that long, but he also wrote another song called Happy New Year that I think the Kid Rock recorded.
Happy New Year.
Yeah,
John Eddie didn't write that. That's been around for a million years.
Well, not the classic.
Oh.
Another one about, I think John Eddie has the best lyrics in the business. He talks about, in his song Happy New Year, he's saying, let's get shit faced. Let's get done. John Eddie, I talked to him. We told a story on the show before where I flew up you met me in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is this Kid Rock?
That's Kid Rock doing Low Life.
Let's give this a listen. It's probably better recorded than the version we just heard.
Did Tommy Lee play drums on this?
He had a better producer.
Yeah.
I got a dirty mind, a gutter mouth. I'm making time. I'm going out with your wife. 'Cause I'm a low life.
I like Kid Rock.
I'm a low life.
Bob Rock.
I got kids I never seen and their mama's 17. I'm a low life. I take strippers out to breakfast. You can add that to my checklist. I'm a low life. Oh, the landlord called, the rent is due. I spent it all on a kiss tattoo. I rock and roll all night.
A Kiss tattoo.
Yeah.
All right, you want me to tell you a story about John Eddie or listen to Mr. Kid, Mr. Rock,
Bob Rock.
Bob Rock himself, Bobby Rock. What's his last name? Do you
Ritchie.
remember?
Ritchie. Bob Ritchie.
Bob Ritchie. What a name.
It can turn into Kid Rock.
Thank God.
Now is he adult rock? Because he's not a kid anymore.
Right. Exactly.
Like Neil Young should be Neil Old.
How many more you got?
That's all I got off the top of my head. Sorry, I'll quit interrupting you.
That's all right.
Let you get to your John Eddie story.
It's not that important, Sly, but
It is to our listeners, damn it.
I gotta inform them about John Eddie.
This is not a test. This is rock and roll.
So you remember the time I flew up to Portland? You met me. We went to a John Eddie show. And
Yeah.
then I continued up north after that for a vacation up in Washington. But
You were hanging out with John Eddie before the show.
that's right. It seems like he has easy. He's not a big star, so it's easy to talk to him, get to him.
He's not back in the green room getting made
Blow.
up and getting his hair done and taking some
so
blow.
easily accessible. Yeah, he was telling me about certain details about the albums he recorded. I'm talking about the time in Portland when I talked to him. But I'm going to fast forward to he used to annually, once a year.
That's what
redempted
annually
3
means.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. he used to take a trip out to California and play for the West Coast fans. Air quotes here, West Coast fans. They used to fill up like one little small dive bar in Hollywood. And I drug my buddy Gene Loveland, the actor, musician, singer, songwriter, Gene Loveland.
Renaissance man, Gene Loveland.
All right, he does everything. He came with me and he brought his wife, and we arrived at the bar, and this is key. It's just not a useless detail here. It's key. We walk in, we grab our drinks, and we got a booth right next to where the stage area was.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's a small bar. It's like going
Yeah,
to
but you just show up and you get right in front of the stage. You didn't have to buy advance tickets or anything like that.
Yeah, nothing. It was great, and I'm loving it because I love John Eddie. So it's like the size of Market Street Pub, but with a balcony up above with pool tables and stuff. So it's not a huge place. We get a booth. I got I forget, but anyway, we get a booth. It's Gene, his wife, and me. And John Eddie, I forget how it happened, but he was walking by or something, and I started talking to him again, like I usually do. I've talked to him many times. And
he says, "Oh my God, the stalker's back."
Right. So I like I said, I forget how it happened, but he just sat down at our booth before the show, and he's talking to us. And I don't know if he recognized me from previous shows or whatever, but anyway, he goes, he asked us, "What do you guys think I should start the show off with? What song?" I said, "Hit 'em hard, a really rocking song. You know, don't give them time to warm up. Just hit them." He agreed with that, and blah blah blah. So, but the point is here. I'm going to try to get to the point. Is we hung out all night, and between each set, he did like 3 sets. He'd come over and plop his ass down at our booth
table, yeah,
and order a drink and just hang out with us.
Cool.
It was really weird, cool.
You were VIPs. You were John Eddie VIPs that night.
Exactly. I'm sure everybody else in the bar who came to see the next Bruce Springsteen was going, "Who the hell are those guys?"
Yeah. They must be from Jersey. They must know him.
Yeah, we look like we're from Jersey. So anyway, during that night, he was telling us a story that, he got his first album probably about mid-'85. A few years later, he scored an opening, he scored a tour to be the opener for John Cougar Melanoma Head, yeah. And he was telling us that he thought, "Oh, this is going to be great. It's a huge tour. There's going to be lots of partying. It's going to be the big time, right?"
Big time.
The big time. And so, but when they actually got out on the road, Cougar, after the show, would just go back to the hotel and sleep, go to bed early, right?
Yeah.
Relatively speaking, go to bed early because every town that they went to, they would get up early to go to the golf course to go golfing.
John Eddie didn't want to go golfing.
Exactly. John Eddie's not into that gay sport. Anyway, so John was
not gay.
John was sitting there telling us that he expected this huge caravan of big partiness traveling from city to city, and it ended up being golf at 6 a.m. every morning, that kind of. He said one time he and his band actually did go out without the Cougar Boys. And he was coming back into the hotel with strippers.
When John was leaving?
When John was leaving for the golf course. He said, "Yeah." I said, I took the strippers out for breakfast and we're just coming back to the hotel. And we saw John leaving. And he said John gave him a big, I don't know, thumbs up or had some sort of comment for him. So
motherfuckers.
There's the whole that's part of that song right there that John Eddie wrote, Low Life. I take strippers out to breakfast, add that to the checklist.
Yep. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Good shit. What do you think strippers have for breakfast?
I don't know. I don't know. Whatever somebody else is.
Sausage and eggs.
Yeah, whatever somebody else is paying for. Well, if somebody else is picking up the tab, they'll have it. You know, we were discussing pre-show today what strippers have for breakfast and that kind of stuff, and so I had to text Ronch because the last time he was down, well, I don't know if it was the last time he was down, but years ago when he was down, we hit the gold mine of strip clubs up in Seattle several times, and we figured out there was a secret code that you had to have if you wanted to get the stripper out of the strip club and to go with you. And I was trying to remember what it was. It's been so long.
It's called $100 bill.
No. They can get that in the club. They'll get that out of you one way or the other in the club.
There's a code?
There's a secret code that if you say this code to them and they're down to it, if they're not down to it, they're not going to, you're not going to get them, period. But
so it's like a code word for, hey, you want to bail from
it's
this
a phrase, code phrase.
Oh boy.
And so I texted Ronch to see if he remembered it because my memory's not real good anymore. And he said his memory is worse than mine. He said, I can't remember last week, much less all that. He just laughed at me. Okay, go ahead.
I got blow.
Well, that might be the second one. That's not the one we figured out, but we figured out another one. And I think, I don't know, should I really give this out? Should I give this secret? I guess I'm not using it, so.
Well, no, do you think it's still pertinent?
I don't know. Maybe I should go try it first and come back and, next show, tell you if it worked or not. Okay,
well, if you want to, let me ask you this, Sly. If you want to go through the extra effort of saying it here to me on the show and then bleeping it in post and editing,
I'll just release it. I'm not going to drive all the way up to Seattle or Portland to.
Oh, okay. You were going to test it that way. I thought you were going to type it in online and see if it works.
Oh, no. Online? How would that work?
I don't know. I mean, just a Google search. Does this?
Oh, I don't think that we didn't find this on Google. This was.
How'd you figure it out then?
We were just in the club and one of the chicks basically kind of said, well, you asked this and you'll know if they're down to.
So it must be not be that much of a secret.
Well,
she freely told you guys, right?
Yeah, but you don't know Ronch. When Ronch is sitting there talking to a stripper, he's like,
he's smooth.
Well, no, it's not like that. It's like he talks to everybody and makes them feel like they're your best friend. So they will talk and open up to you. And like I say, this one very aggressive stripper, I must say, was
she Mexican?
No. She's Caucasian. She's one of the few that I still found attractive, even though she had lots of tats. You know how I hate tats.
You hate tats?
Oh, I hate tats. It looks like fucking graffiti on beautiful women.
Was it, and not just tramp stamp? She had it other places.
I'm like I say,
ankles and legs and arms.
Yeah, especially on the arms when girls have a lot on their arm. If they have one little one or something, I don't care.
A sleeve.
Yeah, but when they got a whole sleeve and
scripture on their rib cage.
Yeah, it looks like yeah. And it's usually, or they have stupid Chinese writing that they don't even know what it says. They say, well, this means that. And I go, well, you don't know that. The guy could have put whatever he wanted on there. Could have put smelly whore on there and you wouldn't know it, But anyway, she had a lot of tats and, but she was still very attractive and she was huge cans, which I know you don't care for, but.
Well, I like to interrupt you here. I like a line you laid on me here a couple months ago. It's like, we're talking about TVs.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the line after interrupting your story here. It's like you love big screens and big tits or big boo.
Hell yeah. Big screens make big tits bigger.
Big screens and big tits.
That's right.
All right,
You
go
like
ahead.
small tits? I got a 13-inch Sony for you. Have a way. It looks perfect on there. But yeah, and like I say, she was in the back room. She was very aggressive too, which was nice.
Very aggressive in the back.
Very aggressive in the champagne room, as they say.
Did you wear underwear that night?
I did, but her hand got
Throw 'em
underneath.
away.
Her hand
Oh,
it didn't stop her hand, that underwear.
You're getting a little too detailed here.
Well, I don't care.
Okay.
So anyway, the secret code that we got from this lady
Okay.
was, do you do, quote, private dances, unquote?
That's it?
That was it.
Oh, it's so generic.
Well, that lets them know that you don't want them here or in the back, sitting at the table or in the back room. That do they go outside of the
Or
yeah
bar or whatever, yeah. Hotel room.
Right.
Oh my God. That was it. Dude, you private.
That's all I could well, I know. What'd you think I was gonna say? Give you like a password?
It was gonna be.
X.
I thought it was some sort of Mission Impossible type code word. Not do you do private dances?
That was it. That's at least to my memory. And like I say, Ronch can't back me up because he doesn't remember.
It wasn't. Do you like Tina Turner?
Yeah. No.
Because she does a song "Private Dancer." Right?
I know. Do you do Tina Turner?
That's not the code phrase.
That's how Paulie was it. Do you do Tina Turner?
Wow. That's a hell of a story.
Yeah. I should go and try that out here in the near future.
Yeah, you should.
Next time I get to a club, I'll try it out. See if it still works. Maybe it's changed. It's been a long time.
You should make a date and meet up with Eddie up north and see if Polly wants to join in like old days.
I know, but when you go with Eddie, it's kind of depressing because he takes enough for one dance and one drink, and that's it. And then he's done for the night. Then he just sits there. And you feel bad, so you want to loan him money, and he doesn't want to take it, and
Wow. So you're saying Eddie's broke?
Yeah. And besides, Eddie, Eddie likes
too. So Eddie, don't worry about it.
Eddie likes the parlors better than the strip clubs.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's one shot.
Yeah, just
over with.
Yeah, Bob Kraft and Eddie, they're
nice.
They're all business. Get down to business.
And take strippers out to breakfast.
Yeah, take those strippers out to breakfast. God, there's one that lived in Tenino who was working up there.
Probably a girl we used to know.
No.
Cruising the strip.
No, but she was, whoa.
Fine?
Oh, better than fine. Perfect. Blonde.
Short blonde hair?
Yep.
Yeah, I knew her.
Okay. What'd she dance under?
There was one girl I met I don't know how many years ago you saw her at a club, but there was one girl, got away, man. I wish I would have. Mike and I, Big Mike, not Mikey C, we're out cruising one night. We met her, and it was just fireworks. Anyway, so I wish I would have kept her number.
You say Big Mike instead of Bald Mike?
Yeah, there you go. Does Mikey C have all of his hair?
Oh,
still?
yeah. He's got a full head of hair.
Yeah. Yeah, the other Mike. Do you think Mikey C knows the other Mike we're referring to, who is also a Mikey C?
I don't think so. But they're both Mike C's, yeah.
We know Cowboy James is like JP.
You're right.
Well, I don't know how that fits into it, but there's
That's why he
Mikey
likes.
C
That's why he
and
likes
Mikey
JP Patches so much. His initials are JP.
There you go. A throwback to our first few shows. There you go, Sly.
There you go.
So, how about if I lay a few more John Eddie song titles on you and see if we can entice our listeners to check them out?
I was just looking for titties.
So I already mentioned that John Eddie. These are some of John Eddie comical classic rock songs he does.
Okay. Rock
I already
songs, not
meant-
country.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of a mixture of
Uh-huh.
both. We already talked about Happy New Year,
Right.
where it's about getting shit faced.
Aren't most of his songs about getting shit faced?
Yeah, pretty much. I think
Okay.
so. We got one to end the show called I'm Still Drunk,
Wonder what that's about.
which I will be at the end of this show.
You're not already?
Well, pretty much. I'm pretty much there. I've had one big drink. My speaking of the outro song, my 13-year-old nephew really loves it.
Awesome! Totally awesome!
I'm reading off my notebook list here, Sly.
Yeah, I see that.
Happy New Year, Low Life, we just talked about. On a previous show, we've played the classic rock tune, Real Big Deck.
Yes, I remember.
Remember that one?
Real Big Deck.
And we played 40. Remember that one?
Not like Real Big Deck.
I guess I'm fucking 40.
Oh, yeah.
I'm better off than you. Anyway, so
I got bullshit on that.
and then the one I just mentioned, I'm Still Drunk, is on my list here. But there's one last one I want to bring up that everybody can find on YouTube doing live and, of course, poorly recorded in a bar. I'm going to read you a few of the lyrics here, Sly. It's a song called I'm Gonna Drink You Pretty.
Been there.
So, as the story goes, I'm gonna drink you pretty. You're gonna drink me rich. I'm gonna drink you pretty. You're gonna drink me tall. Now hold on, because the best lines are to come. So, you're gonna drink me tall. I'm gonna drink your big ass small. I'm gonna drink.
Now,
Yeah.
this couldn't have been written by one of the brothers because they wouldn't be drinking a big ass small.
You're right. You're gonna drink me tall. I'm gonna drink your big ass small. I'm gonna drink you pretty. You're gonna drink me hung like Tommy Lee. I'm gonna drink you bigger tits. So there's some of the lines you can look forward to, and I'm gonna drink you pretty.
I'm going to drink you pretty.
Yeah, I totally mutilated them, but you get the idea.
I don't think I can even edit that in post to make it sound good.
I thought I wrote it down here so I could repeat it back properly, but evidently that's untrue.
Well, you're probably sober when you wrote it.
Well, a sober shorthand.
Oh,
I got look at the
Oh.
see if I got like I have quotes here, so I'm supposed to repeat something up from above, and of course I forget what I was referring to at that point. Eddie, check out John Eddie singing "I'm Gonna Drink You Pretty" on YouTube.
San Francisco.
All right, I think that concludes the John Eddie talk for tonight. So,
yeah. Our fans are very happy.
remember I used to have he had an album called Who the Hell is John Eddie?
Yes.
And he made bumper stickers, and I got a couple of those.
Wow.
Everybody asks that. Who the hell is John Eddie?
Guy who wrote had the album Who in the Hell is John Eddie?
You want more music news, or where do you want to transition to next?
Sure, we might as well do some music news while we're on a roll.
On a roll. Have you seen that Billy Idol and Bryan Adams are on tour together?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I know you sent me something, said for me and Eddie to go to, and it had something to do with Billy Idol, but
Yeah, he's playing up there in Washington in someplace. Yeah.
yeah.
You can see the sneer. White Wedding, Rebel Yell, Rebel Smell, as he calls it now. Def Leppard is having a brand new residency in Vegas coming up.
That seems to be the big deal now, to get a residency in Vegas.
Well, they just toured Canada, all of Canada, from Vancouver to, I don't know, Toronto or someplace, and even stopped in at Calgary.
Ooh. Surprised Ronch didn't go. He's a big lepaholic.
Is he really?
Yeah, he loves lep.
Yeah, after the show, go ahead and check out YouTube. They do video, I don't know, blogs about their whole Canada tour. And there's a lot of good stuff that they love the Canadian audience.
Yeah, because they're all drinking Molson's, eh? Pretty hammered.
Moosehead and Molson.
Pretty hammered.
Eh?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Who's that?
That's our friend Pee Wee from last
Pee-wee.
week. Oh, got to use those drops.
All right, so what next?
What next?
We got dead air.
No. All I did this week was work and watch football.
Oh, so going right into football.
Might as well go into football.
Hey, kid, before we go into singular and very, stories,
Okay.
how do you think we'd be smoother at this before now? I got a couple of football side stories that might be of before we get into like Jermaine Kearse breaking his leg, Antonio Brown's helmet, and how the Seahawks did this week. How about a couple of side stories about football first?
Sure.
All right. Is that NFL Films?
That is.
Nice.
It's my NFL bed and my football bed. We can talk over.
So, on the news this week down here in Phoenix, I saw where the NFL is going all digital tickets now. Have you seen that?
No, I didn't know that. No paper tickets.
Yeah, they're trying to cut out the scalpers.
Huh. Well, how do they do that? Because you still got like StubHub and those guys that.
Well, they're only dealing in digital tickets also. So I briefly listened to the story on the news, and they talked about how you like have to download them to your phone and stuff like that. But I don't know if you know, but I got an old phone.
Yeah,
Not all apps work on mine. I got an older iOS, and so
I got a Motorola Brick. Will that work on mine?
So this means if the apps that are needed for all these digital football tickets won't work on your phone, you can't go to a game.
Unless you got somebody else to buy the tickets for you and has a smartphone.
Yeah, exactly. So I think this is a big faux pas on NFL.
Well, it's especially going to get old people out of there. What are they going to do with these people that have had season tickets for like 25 years and are like in their 60s and 70s?
They have a flip phone.
Yeah, they can't even turn. They got one of those cricket phones, from AARP. They can't even fucking turn a computer on. How the hell are they going to get download tickets?
I did not research this story. All I did was I heard it on Phoenix News one night about all NFL tickets are going digital, especially here at least here in Phoenix.
Are you the testing ground in Phoenix?
Nah, maybe. So I wanted to bring that up in case we had any listeners out there with old phones like me.
Well, I know Eddie's got a shitty phone. He doesn't like it. I sent him pictures and he goes, "What is that of?"
You can't even see it.
Some of the pictures you can't even tell what the hell it is.
Yeah, my phone is a T-Mobile phone, and I try to download the T-Mobile app, and it says it's so old that my iOS is so old that it's not supported. So I can't even.
Can't you update your iOS?
No.
Oh.
Apple has to release it before I can update it.
Yeah, but doesn't
I
Apple?
can't even. Go ahead.
Doesn't Apple do iOS updates?
They do, but it not enough to keep up with the times.
Oh.
So I can't even download my carrier's own app to monitor my account because of the, just because it's an old phone. So that just leads into the point that I was making about if I wanted to go to a God forgive me, a Cardinals game.
Well, the Seahawks are come to town once a year.
Maybe my phone won't support the app to download the ticket, therefore I can't go.
So how are these radio stations giving away tickets and stuff?
I don't know.
I got two Seahawks tickets to the 14th caller. How in the hell are they going to do that?
I think this story needs a little bit more investigation.
Okay. You're on it next week.
No.
Or not 2 weeks from now.
So who's that black guy who's the investigative reporter in Seattle you mentioned a couple
Jesse
weeks
Jones.
ago? Yeah. Let's get him on it.
Let's call Jesse.
Call Jesse.
Get him after the NFL. Get him after Goodell. Jesse, we want no more digital tickets, and we want Jaron Reed's suspension dropped to 3 games instead of 6. Get on it. Yeah, that's going to be another cluster in the NFL's checklist there of many clusters over the years that they tried to do shit and it doesn't work out. And they go back and redo it. All digital, please. Watch, they get one of these Russian hackers will hack it and steal all the tickets.
Really? You are one of the believers that you actually believe that Russian is hacking our system.
Everybody's hacking our system. Not just Russians. You got the Chinese and the North Koreans and everybody. You got Americans hacking our system. Look at this broad from Seattle up here that hacked Capital One. She used to work for Amazon. She hacked Capital One and got all these people's names and addresses and shit. So, like I say, if they can do that, they can hack the NFL and get the tickets and sell them. Oh, you want 2 on the 50? Yeah, well, $1,000 a piece.
All right.
Huh?
I'm looking at a website that you sent me a few weeks ago. About NFL themed beers.
I sent it to you?
Yeah, you emailed.
See, I
There
don't
goes your
remember.
memory.
I don't remember this.
There's a lot of them here. This is like a whole entire show by itself. I didn't look at the website until now, so I think we have too many other things to talk about. So let's save it for next week.
This is my favorite one called
Go Hawks.
I don't know if Hawks are in here, but the first one they talk about is Brady's Nightmare.
Oh, now I'm kind of remember something. I remember something about that.
Made in Jersey.
Giant fans.
Anti-tribute to Tom Brady, Beer Styles New England Style IPA. 10% alcohol, the same as Eli's Manning's number.
Go Hawks.
Go on. There's one called Dallas Sucks. I'm giving everything away now.
That's a favorite of Cowboy James, huh?
Right.
Is that also from the same brewery in New Jersey?
But Dallas Sucks?
Yeah.
Let me take a look.
That could be from anywhere in the country.
It's a pale ale.
Anheuser-Busch could be putting that one out. Dallas
Yeah,
Sucks.
They don't. It's weaker than Brady's Nightmare. Brady's Nightmare is 10%, and Dallas Sucks is only 4.5.
Yeah.
It's half the strength.
Well, look at how many championships Tom has compared to the Cowboys in recent years.
I think we should make it a tease for next week.
Okay, that is a good tease. We got to just hit a couple of them.
Yeah, I want to research this to become more familiar with it. So it's on ESPN.com. Yeah, I thought I had it on my list of things to talk about, and we can also talk about PBR's new beer.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'm not sure it's a beer. It's called Hard Coffee.
Ugh.
Coffee with alcohol
Ugh.
in a PBR can.
I hate in a PBR can. People have been doing that for years back at the Green Bay.
So tune in next week for our beer themed NFL show.
That's what the Packer fans do when it gets cold. They drink the beer out in the parking lot, and then they pour coffee and alcohol into the can and take it into the stadium with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those peace-loving, beautiful fans in Green Bay.
I hate New England. You hate Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just cruising through my notes here. I'm kind of feeling under the weather today, even before drinking.
Under the 115-degree weather?
Yeah. So I figured we just talk about what we saw this first week of preseason and go home.
Okay. I loved it. I got a text from you this morning. It's at 7 a.m. It says it's 91 degrees already.
That was at 6 a.m.
Or 6 a.m. And did you get my reply?
Yeah, did you bring a jacket? Exactly. It's a lot less than 105.
Yeah. A little chilly out there today. Grab a jacket.
Because it's 6 a.m., dude.
I remember in Vegas when me and Eddie went down one year in middle of August, and it was like 110 to 115 every day. I remember going to Club Paradise, the strip club, and coming out at 2 a.m, and it was like 85 degrees, and it felt so nice and cool. Actually, the strip club was air conditioned, so it still felt warm, but compared to the afternoon when it was 115, it just felt so cool at 3 a.m. when it was 85 degrees.
They can turn on the AC in the strip club, but it's still going to be hot.
Yeah. You're still sweating. Depends on the ladies.
Well, it's Vegas. They're all hot.
Oh, no. They're not all hot. There's some I don't think are that hot.
Remember when we did the show about the guy from Pawn Stars, his house?
Chumley? Yeah.
Oh, I was trying to think of that where he had the stripper pole. The bar is called the Chum Chum Room.
The Chum Chum Room. That's right.
That's funny.
Every good
What would
house
you call your room? Back to the strippers. Who cares about football?
Sly's Pleasure Palace.
Oh boy, that's a mouthful.
Well, the Chum Chum Room isn't.
SPP, Sly's Pleasure Palace.
SPP. Let's go back to SPP, baby.
Can you make it? Can you replace it with a T in the middle, like STP, Sly's
Titty Palace?
There you go, STP. I helped you with that one.
Yep,
Sly's Titty Palace.
that's right.
How many stripper poles would you have? 2 or 3?
Depends on how big the room was.
Well, just
If it's up here, it's like in Studio A, I'd have 2. I'd have one there and one over here. Then I
either
could-
side of you.
Yeah, and then I could get on the I could hook up a couple of monitors in here and Jade stage 2, Jade stage 2.
Stage 2.
Oh, we got pole
Like
1, pole
one
2.
stage.
They're called 2 stages. If
You're
there's
gonna
2
have
poles.
hip hop on one side and country music on the other.
No.
Nothing but Def Leppard and the Who.
Oh no, we'd have some. I don't know. They had God, when I was going back to strip clubs, they played that Gwen Stefani song all the time there.
Holla Back Girl.
No, not Hollaback. What's the other one?
I'm just a girl.
No, not that.
No?
Ah, shit, I can't remember the name of it.
What other songs are there?
Oh, next podcast I'll have it. I'll play it for you.
Too late.
I know. I can't think of the name of it. Maybe I should Google.
You should like pod down the. I'm tired of the NFL music.
You are? Oh, I love it so much.
What was that last drop you did?
I didn't do a drop.
I heard something weird.
It's probably me.
Hmm.
Breathing.
Yeah. It's so
That's-
silent.
Yeah, the sounds of silence. See, I got the lights off in here to cut the heat, so it's hard to type.
You need a little desk lamp
Yeah,
to
even those
point
put
right
off.
at your keyboard. Are you using? You're not using a one of your Lenovo laptops, are you?
No, the laptops are all gone. These are all.
What'd you do with them?
Let's see.
Junk them?
No,
You still got them.
I've still got them.
You're just not using them.
Yeah. Well, the one I use for editing.
Hmm.
That's what I edit the show on. Oh, The Sweetest Escape is what it's called.
Don't know it.
Don't know it.
And this is a stripper song?
They played it at the strip club all the time when I was going. All the time. Here, I'll give you a little a taste of it. Let me see. I think I potted the music. Played this all the time down at the Portland strip club and the Seattle strip club.
Well, the dancers must have loved it.
Evidently. Now imagine a half-naked girl and people throwing dollar bills at her.
Okay.
If I could escape, I would, but first of all, let me say I must apologize for acting stinking, treating you this way. Cause I've been acting like
And when you got titties going in your face, you don't mind this song.
It's pretty catchy.
It's not a bad
It's
song.
it's a catchy song.
Together and tell me, boy, now wouldn't that be sweet if I could be sweet?
Okay, enough Gwen Stefani. That, like I say, they played that all the time. They played Crazy Bitch by Buck Cherry all the time.
Nice.
That's a great stripper song.
Yeah. Even Lit Up would be a good stripper song.
I'm not a big Buck Cherry guy, so I don't know if I know Lit Up. There's a song
I
by
love the cocaine. I love the cocaine.
Oh, okay.
I'm all lit up again.
There was a version of the old Police song, Every Breath You, is it Every Breath You Take?
Done by the black guy.
No,
I forget his name.
there. I don't think it was Every Breath You Take. What was it? One of the Police songs got remade by a band called Raw, R-A. They played that
So
all
it
the
was-
time at the strip clubs.
So it was like a ska version.
What's a ska version?
Ska is like rock reggae kind of thing.
It wasn't reggae. It was just they it was more rock roll. It had more guitar in it than the Police version.
Got it.
So anyway, that's the stuff I remember from back in when I was going, but that's been a long time ago. It's probably all Kanye or something now. Bunch of shit old man Sly doesn't know.
Oh, there's another podcast that I listen to. It's about motorcycle racing.
Oh, I thought it was the mother-son sex podcast.
No, I've never listened to that one. But he was talking about the guy works for Racer X. Talks about supercross and motocross.
From Speed Racer X?
I don't know. Reference.
You don't remember the cartoon Speed Racer?
Yeah, I remember the cartoon, but I don't know.
Racer X was his brother who left and came back, and he was masked, and he was called Racer X.
I have no idea.
Speed Racer's older brother.
About.
Oh my God. You got to go back and watch some Speed Racers. That was the most violent cartoon ever. People cracked up and died every week in that show.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know anything about race. Just the name.
Speed Racer.
What's it called? Speed Racer, yeah.
Chim Chim the monkey.
Anyway, so he does podcasts. He writes for the magazine, and he lives in Vegas. And he was talking about how he had some friend come to town. He took him out to the strip clubs, and he was complaining. You know, I guess like what you and me might complain about is that there's too much goddamn hip hop in the strip clubs nowadays. Yeah. He goes, look at the clientele. They're typically 35 to 45 or 50 or whatever. They're horny
white
old
guys.
Men. That he said, play some Motley, play some Def Leppard, play some, play to the audience.
Well, it's like if there's in Atlanta or, the South where you've got these black strip clubs where it's almost all black dancers. That'd be like I'm playing white country music in there for the guys coming in, the black guys coming in there. They don't want that. They want the hip hop. And it's like the opposite with, they just know that the white guys don't care what music's playing as long as the chicks are getting naked. They don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Black guys do care. they want them naked and they want their music.
Right.
And white guys are too stupid to stand up and say, I'm not spending my money in here until you stop playing that shit.
You need to do, we need to have a segment every week called the Sly Rant. That would be the first one right there where you talk about
Sly's rage
music.
Rage and Sly.
Well, I beckon back to the podcast I just mentioned, the Racer X one.
Mm-hmm.
He has, one of his sponsors is Race Tech. So he calls it the Race Tech Rant.
I thought you were going to say Club Paradise in Vegas.
Where he complains and yells about some bullshit aspect of racing every week. And you could have the same thing here. I don't think I'm not angry enough to rant every week.
Well, I'll see. We don't have a show next week because I gotta work all day, but I will see about coming up with something for 2 weeks from now. And if I get something easy enough, then maybe we'll make it a regular bit.
We don't do it every week, just whenever you have something to rant about.
That seems like I have something to rant about every week. So.
Is the video off on your side?
No, your side's been off for quite a while, video.
I had an internet connection issue earlier, so and I see a red stripe through the start video.
Sounds still good, but the video's been out for a long time.
I just hit the button to start video.
There you go.
Hey.
Let's get physical. Physical. You got your Olivia Newton-John headband on again.
Yep, and it's really dark over here. See, I got one of these big.
Yeah. It's like a flashlight. I got a flashlight too.
Oh, no, it's like.
Oh, you got a desk lamp.
Yeah, desk lamp with a bendable. I can't even point the camera at the right spot. Bendable thingy. Anyway.
A bendable thingy. Yeah. My thingy's bendable.
Good radio, bro.
Yeah.
We're talking about good radio stuff. Anyway, so more strippers or football?
Now let's go back to football.
Or go home?
Let's do the football and go home. We still got to do football.
Now, do we really have to?
Oh, come on.
I know.
Seahawks game was only 4 hours long.
Twitter from the shitter. My nominee this week is Antonio Brown.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Now a Sly and Rob exclusive.
Exclusive.
Sly and Rob present Twitter from the shitter.
That's right. Only here you get Twitter from the shitter.
Everybody's talking, Sly.
Everybody. I opened up Twitter this morning and that's all I got was AB all the way down.
What a shit show. Talking about Twitter from the shitter. What
Yeah.
a shit show Antonio Brown is.
First, he burns his feet getting in a hyperbaric chamber without putting his little booties on or socks on.
Hoodies on, right?
So
Freezes, he has frostbite of his feet or toes or whatever.
yeah, who the hell gets frostbite on their toes?
This guy sounds like Einstein.
Did you watch the first Hard Knocks with the Raiders?
I have not. I was gonna, binge a few episodes once they stack up.
I watched it. The one thing that was really funny from it was he brought his kids to practice, and the kids are sitting there and they go, "Where's Roethlisberger?"
Really?
Yeah. He goes,
Oh my.
first they go, "Why aren't you on the black team?" He says that he's wearing a white jersey. He goes, "Well, I am. But we're just wearing these jerseys today." And then he goes, the kid goes, "Where's Roethlisberger?" He go, "Well, he's in Pittsburgh. We're not in Pittsburgh anymore. We play for
We're not in
Oakland.
Pittsburgh
Yeah,
anymore.
we play for Oakland now."
That could be a movie. His kids are gonna be as stupid as he is, it sounds like.
Well, yeah, they're young. Maybe their mama will straighten them out. Maybe he'll stay away, be out making the money, and mama will take care of the kids.
Oh my.
Oh my!
Antonio Brown, he's gotta be the stupidest motherfucker on the planet Earth.
Well, we got
Uh-oh.
quite the laugh off between George and Pee Wee and Pennywise.
Oh, well, we're gonna have a laugh off one night. Wow, that's too tough to call.
I know.
Too close to call.
Anyway, Antonio Brown. Why is he blowing up Twitter besides his frostbitten feet?
Well, it's he himself is not saying anything to blow up Twitter. Of course, it's all the stupid shit that he does. He will not relinquish his Pittsburgh Steeler old style helmet for
That they're making illegal.
yeah, for the new head trauma, anti-head trauma version. I don't know. There are new models of helmets out there. They're just
Outlawing these
They are-
old ones.
yeah, they're there to save the player's brains, right?
Well, I think what's going to end up happening, this is going to be kind of like what the NHL did when they started making players wear helmets back in the early 80s. Before that nobody wore helmets. They were out.
Kind of like Phoenix now.
But-
no one wears helmets.
Yeah, they didn't wear helmets, and then they were mandating it. But what they had was, if you were in the league before we started this, you can still go without a helmet, and everybody coming in from now on has to wear a helmet. So
They're going to
grandfather them in, and I think if they make a big enough stink that they'll grandfather in these players. Listen, you want to wear these helmets, you want to do this, you sign this saying we're not responsible for your health when you're 70 years old and are shitting your diapers and all this stuff, and go for it. You can wear them, but anybody coming in the league from now on has to wear these safer style helmets.
I don't think they'll even do that. I think they'll just shut him down totally.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's and the way it should be. You should have to wear the league approved helmet, not this old stuff that I see on Twitter. Everybody's been sending photos of like
Yes.
leather helmets and Star
Yes.
Wars helmets.
Yes. There's some
It's just
good photoshoppers out there.
It's good stuff going on. He just will not give up this helmet. I heard that he actually brought his old Pittsburgh Steeler helmet
Yeah.
with him
And painted
and
it.
had it repainted poorly.
Yes.
It doesn't even really perfectly match the Raider logo and paint job. And
Yeah, he
stuff.
just went down to True Value and got
Mako.
a spray can, and he didn't even take it to Mako. He went and got a silver spray can at True Value and did it himself.
He says he can't see out of the new helmets to catch the ball.
Well, they can put a screen in there for him, I guess. Put a video screen in front of his face with a little camera, a little GoPro on top.
This guy is just so out there.
He's insane.
He
He showed
was
up
an
to camp in a
OBJ.
hot air balloon.
Yeah, I heard about that. He's worse than who would you rather have, OBJ or this guy?
OBJ. And that's saying something because I'm not a big OBJ fan, but OBJ, at least he's on the field. He shows up for game day. This guy's more headaches than
he won't even get to the field.
Yeah. I saw a thing on Cleveland. They love OBJ. Shit, I saw he
The
was
team, the town.
They're in love with him. Somebody had they got their license plate. They got custom plates. It says OBJ 13 Ohio,
Yeah.
and he signed it for him. They took it off. He was downtown somewhere, and somebody saw him. They took him off his car, and he went over to the car and autographed the license plate on the car for the people. I don't think Antonio Brown would do that. Well, first, nobody's going to have an AB 84 license plate anyway.
Now he was thinking about. He even kind of hinted at quitting football altogether.
Yeah,
Just
if he can't
over
wear
all
his
this
helmet.
stuff. This guy's dumber than a rock.
Bag of rocks. What are you talking about?
But or if he's not dumb, he's just in delusional land.
He just thinks
right?
whatever he wants, he's going to get. And if he doesn't, he throws a tantrum and says, I'm not going to play. Didn't he do that in Pittsburgh? Didn't he miss the last game of the year?
Yeah, they benched him.
Well, I think he wasn't going to play. He wasn't going to show up. So they just said, okay, don't show up. We'll play without you.
ProFootballTalk.com talked about how he has made $72 million over his career.
Yeah, but how much do
already.
you think he still got?
And
Because the tax man took half of it.
right, and furthermore, I think that if he quits now and like, oh, he kind of thinks he has enough money.
Yeah.
I don't,
Not living
just
the
wait till a
lifestyle
cou-
he is.
living his lifestyle. Wait till a couple of wives leave him, and he's gonna be broke in 5 years.
Yeah, he's not going to sit around watching daytime TV for 40 years. Sitting in a one-room apartment,
Yeah.
If he did that, he could probably make it for the rest of his life. But he ain't going to do that. You're going to sit
That
around
sounds like
watching.
my life.
Yeah, mine.
Anyway, so yeah, this guy better get his shit straight.
I'm looking at maybe getting a new vehicle, getting rid of my Jeep.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And
Why?
You want to go into this?
Well, I don't know.
This is a
how
long-
long of this
Long story on why, but
you don't like it? Breaking down?
it hasn't. Let me preface this. Coy had a Jeep Patriot, has a Jeep Patriot.
Well, those suck.
Well, it's the same family.
So
Same electrical system. So,
okay.
And he
How
drove
do we
it.
go from Antonio Brown to your Jeep?
Well, because what I was trying to get to is I told you I was looking for a new vehicle,
All right.
and I was talking to Coy about these different vehicles, and he said that yeah, but this one, if you this one, if you take it off road or something, it's really not going to hold up. I go, when the fuck do I ever drive off road? I can barely get to work and back every day, 5 days a week. And then I don't go anywhere on the weekend. When am I going off road? I'm not taking it out in the desert and, driving around, burying people out in the desert or something like that, or
running over strippers on the weekend.
No, I'm not burying strippers out in the desert or stuff like that. I'm just going to work and back. So I said, I don't need all that, crap,
Okay.
to be a heavy off-road vehicle. So that's how I was getting there, to that, but back to, so he's got this Patriot and my sister's been driving it. And a few months ago, she's driving it. And all of a sudden the lights, the blinkers, windshield washers, the emergency blink flashers, and the tail lights just all go out. Don't come back on. So she takes it in up in Olympia to the Jeep dealer, and they say it's still under warranty. So they say, well, it's this module. So they ordered this module, they changed it, and everything was working okay. So she drives it for about another month, and all of a sudden, same thing happens all over again. All the electrical just shuts down, basically. So they took it over here to Shahela's Jeep place, and they're going through it, and they say, well, it looks like it's the switch for the emergency flashers. And they go, well, Chrysler doesn't make this part anymore. So they had to search. They found one in Texas. So they had to order it from Texas. So they get the part in, and they replace it, and the thing's working. Okay. She drives it for like 3 days, and here it comes again, same thing. And then they take it in over there, and it starts working again. And so they can't figure out what it is. So they got the whole thing tore apart. Now they think it's the back of the gauge cluster thing. There's some short in that or something. So they've ordered a new one of those. They're going to replace that. And then if it happens again, they don't know what the hell it is. And so while this has been going on, you get to reading about people with electrical problems on Jeeps, and mine 2015 seems to have a lot of issues out there similar to this kind of stuff.
I see.
That I really don't want to deal with. So I'm looking to trade it and get something different and be on my way. Not that I don't like the Jeep. I haven't had any issues with it. But
how much is it worth?
On Kelly Blue Book, they had it anywhere between low was 24 and I think high was 27.
Huh.
So
I'll buy it.
Okay. Yeah.
Just as soon as I move into your place.
No famous?
I'll give you the cash.
You got cash? Okay.
So anyway,
we got an air mattress over here in Studio A. It gets a little hot in the summer.
Not 115 hot.
It feels like it sometimes, but probably not.
All right. So how did we get here? Antonio Brown to your Jeep.
Yeah.
All right.
Something about him living on the money he's made for the rest of his life.
Okay.
And how, like I say, all I do is go to work and back.
Okay.
I could live on his money for the rest of my life, but he couldn't.
Me too. Jermaine Curse.
Hey, UW's Jermaine Curse.
He got rolled up on.
Oh man, I still won't watch it.
What somebody said, the first 5 minutes of the game or the first 5 plays of the game.
Yeah, something like that.
Of the preseason.
It's game 1 of the preseason against your favorite team.
Yeah, goddamn Patriots. They're always doing shit like this.
You don't think it was intentional?
Number 25 for the Patriots. I want to know who that guy is. I think, is that Patrick Chung's number?
When you first said that, that's what I thought was Patrick Chung. But
because I watched the video, and he got hit. He got rolled up he was blocking someone downfield. He got rolled up on from behind, and I think it was a number 25 for the Patriots, rolled over his leg, and it was like one of those dangling leg flopping around kind of thing, like Tyler Lockett from a couple of years ago. And I think it was Patrick Chung, ex-Oregon Duck, taking revenge on the University of Washington Husky, dude.
Let's
Fly.
see. Yeah, I'm looking for 25
Fly.
here. Polly.
Why?
I'm looking. They don't have it in numerical order. They've got it alphabetical. It's not Chung.
Chung wears 25. What, do you get cut?
I don't know. I don't see him on the. There's Patrick Chung's 23.
Oh, okay. Theory gone wrong.
Let me see who is 25.
It doesn't
There's
matter.
26. Sony Michelle. Do not see a 25.
We got to identify the suspect, Sly.
Maybe he's already been cut. Uh, 27.
Jermaine Kearse,
24.
broken leg. People are thinking this might end his career.
Yeah. He's not getting any younger.
He's like 29.
5. Defensive back Terrence Brooks from Florida State. 6-year veteran.
Maybe he's a Packer fan.
Click on him, see what comes up.
You get my reference?
Fudge Packer. Yeah, because he first got the touchdown to knock him out of the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Brooks, 27, is a veteran of 5 NFL seasons with Baltimore, Philadelphia, the Jets. 5'11", 200-pound, originally entered the NFL as a third-round draft pick by the Ravens in 2014 out of Florida State. After being released by Baltimore September 16, he was claimed off waivers by Philadelphia, where he played in 2016. Brooks was traded by Philadelphia to the Jets in exchange for cornerback Dexter McDougal on August 27th, 2017. He has appeared in 65 games with 1 start, in total 37 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 8 passes defended. Blah, 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 blah.
When did he play for the Jets?
Last year. Or I'm sorry, 2017 and 2018.
So
Last 2 years.
2018 was last year.
Yes, last 2 years.
So he was a teammate of Jermaine's last season.
Yeah.
Bad blood,
I don't know.
animosity there.
I don't know. Maybe Jermaine popped off one too many times.
Jermaine.
Maybe Jermaine did the angry Doug Baldwin poop celebration after he caught a touchdown over him in practice.
So get this. How sad is it for Jermaine? First, he had to sign with the Lions,
Yes.
and now this. Double whammy.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, he had to sign with the Lions. I heard in the offseason, Seahawks were interested again.
Well, they should be. They needed wide receivers. Doug was retiring. Then they went in the draft and drafted 4 of them or whatever.
Yeah, and that's a perfect segue into the Seahawks preseason game against Denver. And do we have a new preseason hero here, Jazz Ferguson?
I was going to say he was an undrafted wide receiver. He looked good.
Yeah, Jazz Ferguson Seahawks, the first preseason game. I think we could call him the star of the game.
Him and Paxton, yeah.
Paxton Lynch. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's the one that threw him all those passes.
Against his previous team. You are so right.
That one play where he got run out of bounds over there, it pops up and he's laughing at the guys on the sidelines there for Denver.
They're all buddies.
They're giving him shit. I wonder what Horsetooth Elway thought about that, watching him shred their second and third string defense.
Well, it's a little different situation because Elway is over there on his team dealing with all these rookies as second and third string quarterbacks. And the Seahawks, we have Geno Smith and Paxton Lynch. We have ex starters as our back.
Yeah. Well, yeah, barely starters.
It's a totally different situation going on.
But you could tell Denver's third string is terrible. That's when the Seahawks really poured it on. This is the fourth quarter and part late in the third quarter when Denver put their third string in. They were terrible. And the Seahawks still had some, second string, even first string. What was it? What's that?
Jacob Martin?
Yes. Yeah. That left tackle.
Jacob Martin.
That left tackle, that third string left tackle couldn't stop him. All he could do was hold him. Every time he's getting by him, he's either hitting the quarterback or getting held.
Well, this is what happens most years with the Seahawks. It's like they have better depth than other teams, so they typically win the preseason game in the second half. But when it's like starters against starters, it's an even match.
Yeah, but last year they went 0-4 in the preseason.
That's why I said most seasons.
Pete wasn't. Pete. That's why they kept saying on the game, Pete wants to win this one after going 0-4 last year in preseason. I thought there was a lot of good to take from it. I think, you got to take it with a grain of salt. It's like baseball, spring training, you like to see guys doing well and that stuff, but it really doesn't start until game one,
Yeah, there are always preseason heroes.
Yeah.
Remember for a couple of seasons, we had like the ex-Washington Husky, the receiver.
Yeah. I can't
didn't
remember.
make any team.
Right. We ended up cutting him and he went to Cleveland and
didn't make it there.
Right. I liked the linebacker that started for Bobby Wagner, the rookie from Arizona. He made one bad play where he got sucked in and they hit him for that 50-yard run in the first quarter. But
Cody Barton?
Yeah, Cody Barton. I thought he played a pretty good game.
You see Arizona or Utah?
Or Utah. Why did I say Arizona?
Yeah, they picked up another two guys from Utah, Cody Barton and Marquise Lee, that's hard-hitting safety dude.
Yeah. He got the big penalty there for hitting the defenseless receiver in the third or fourth quarter, which was...
He held back, too.
Yeah, which was kind of bullshit. He hit him with his shoulder, but his head was kind of in there. I don't think his head ever made contact with the guy, but...
They're going to call that every time.
Yeah, they call it defenseless receiver. They don't care if you got a shoulder in there or not, but...
I wonder... this is something that I've talked about with Snake before. And, you always love these big hitters, right? Bam, bam, Cam Chancellor. You go in and you level some dude with your shoulder or whatever. But you can do the same. The effect on the receiver would be the same if you just go in and just shove the guy. Right?
Yeah, but the problem with shoving the guy is you might miss him or something like that.
No, it's the same as driving your shoulder into him. You're there and you just push him instead of hitting him with your shoulder. Okay, just bear with me on the theory. Because it's not which way is better. I'm thinking that my question to you is if Marquise, is his last name Lee? Am I correct in that?
No.
Marquise.
Yeah, I knew you were going to.
It doesn't matter. If any defender runs up to a guy streaking down the field, and if he hits him, it's going to be defenseless. If he just pushes him, would it be the same penalty? Because they're looking out for helmet-to-helmet hits. They're looking for hard hits on a defenseless receiver. If the defender just pushes him, would it draw the same penalty?
Probably, knowing the NFL.
But you're not hitting him hard to hurt him. You're just Push it.
Yes, I know what you're saying, but you don't understand the league. They don't.
Yes, I understand, Rob.
I got it. I get your point.
I got it. Yeah, so anyway, that's always been my question. I've talked to Snake about it. I would, everybody wants to go up and hit hard, and it hurts you, it hurts the other player. Just go up, and half the time, if you push them down or arm tackle them, it'll do the same job as trying to knock his block off.
I just think it's a lot harder to do than to hit the guy.
Well, me being an ex-football player,
Yeah.
No, seriously, I used to play football. I used to always arm tackle. I didn't try to put my head and shoulders in there. Mess up this pretty face. I don't know
It's
what you're
Marquise
searching for.
Blair,
Blair, okay.
not Lee Blair.
All right, Marquise Blair.
Yes.
I'll jot it down, Sly.
Make a note.
Go on.
George Fant got hurt again.
Yeah. What's new? I liked your tweet. What do you expect? He hangs out with CJ.
Oh, you saw that.
I
huh?
did.
He and CJ Procyse can hang out.
They be in the trainer's room together. They can play
Yes.
cards in the trainer's room while they're getting their therapy.
CJ better watch out. He's going to be out of a job here soon.
Yeah. They got a lot of
This
running
is-
backs in camp.
This is his last chance. I mean, I even take J.D. McKissick over him at this
Yeah.
point. I think Penny will be the third down back. You got Chris Carson starting for the Seahawks at
Mhm.
running back. Bring in Penny. He can catch passes.
Penny Lover.
Penny Lover.
Don't you walk on by.
Yeah, so I think CJ will be looking for a new team at the end of training camp. Especially, he's never healthy.
No, I was going to say, if there's
Mike.
any flag football team that'll take him, he'd be great.
What else I got here? I wrote down Bubble Guys.
Bubble guys.
Yeah, Bubble Guys.
Oh, not bubble screens, bubble guys.
You know the guys who make it into the game maybe halfway
Yeah.
through the third quarter and play the fourth quarter. You're the third stringers, as you called them earlier.
Yeah.
Just think if you were in their shoes, you have no matter if you're on offense or defense, you probably have 3 or 4 chances a game to make a play, right?
Right.
In the preseason. I mean, not every play's coming your way, whatever the circumstances are, you have maybe 3 chances to either catch it, run it good, make a defensive play good, and that may determine your future in the NFL. It's got to be rough. I'll compare it to something to you, Sly. You being the ex-professional pitcher that you
Meh.
were. What if you had a tryout and your chances of making a team depend on one batter? You had 3 to 4 to whatever, 6, 8 pitches. You had just that. You had one batter to prove yourself.
Okay.
That's a lot of pressure.
That is.
So yes, a lot of
Especially
these
if it's-
young guys.
Especially if it's somebody that you never had any success against
Or don't know anything
or
about.
don't know anything about. Yeah. Some guys, when they stand in the box, you can tell that they're good or not just by the way they take the practice cuts and the way they stand up there.
Okay, so
But-
I thought of another question. Go ahead.
But with football, it's not really the case because you don't know what the hell the guy across from you. I don't know. Maybe the lineman could tell something like that, but
Well, they're in a pro game, so they have to be knowing what they're doing a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's go back to your pitching. So you say when a batter steps into the box, you can tell if they're going to be any good or not.
sometimes.
All right. So can you, by the way they stand or swing, tell which way they pull their hits and which way they where they like the ball and where they don't like the ball?
Yeah, sometimes. Usually with their practice cuts when they're standing in the box and you're taking the sign from the catcher. They take a couple of little practice swings there. You can tell that's where they want the ball. They don't. That's why they're taking their practice swings there. They don't take the practice swing where they can't hit the ball. They take the practice swing where they hit the ball best, and that's where they want it. Usually, it's about belt high. Most hitters, that's it. So
you're saying if the pitcher doesn't know you, don't take any practice swing.
Well, yeah, but everybody does. It's just a habit. When you get in the batter's box, everybody takes practice cuts. So
Well, maybe as you're walking from the on deck circle to the plate, you turn your back to the pitcher, take a couple of swings.
well, the on deck, you can take all the practice swings you want. Yeah. I used to have guys, there used to be guys when I was warming up, you know how the grass is cut out around home plate there? You got the circle around home plate that's dirt where the home plate and the batter's boxes are. I used to have guys, sometimes they would get in there just to the left of the batter's box and try to time me while I'm warming up and stand there and take practice cuts. And I tell, yeah, but they're not supposed to do that. And you're not supposed to let them do that. They have an on-deck circle to do that over 30 feet away.
Oh, that's a location problem with you.
Yeah, you don't want them right there timing you right next to, it's just like standing in the box. They get you timed and then they step in and they're all ready. Instead of they do it from 30 feet away. And then when they get up to the plate, it's a whole different thing when they try to time you. So yeah, I used to tell the catcher, tell them to get the hell out of there. Or if they wouldn't, I'd throw it at their head. Get them out of there. At least get them in the grass, out of the dirt.
So you don't like that. But a couple of years ago, when I brought up the fact that Boston, cheating again, were stealing signs while the coaches and players are on base, that kind of thing.
That's part of the game.
You didn't have any problem with it.
I don't, because if you catch them doing that, you throw it at the batter's head. If you're out there on the mound and you see them flashing signs to the batter of what pitch is coming, you throw one at the guy's ear hole. And then they stop doing that.
I'm just trying to get straight what is okay with you and what is not okay.
There's what they call in baseball unwritten rules, and when the other teams break them, you're going to get thrown at. And sometimes you're going to get drilled in the ribs, and sometimes they're going to throw them. If it's really egregious, they're going to throw it at your head. That's how they used to. They didn't have umpires take care of that stuff in the old days. That's how the players took care of that stuff in the old days. And now they're getting to the point where they're getting like the NFL and they're trying to legislate all this stuff out of the game and like that.
Unwritten rules.
It was like in the old days, if you were up 7 or 8 runs, you didn't steal bases. You just went station to station. You weren't trying to pour it on people. Nowadays, if you did, guy steals second, either the guy at the plate or the next time that guy comes up, it hit him in the leg with a fastball. Say, okay, you're going to run up 7 or 8 runs on us? Here you go. Limp down to first.
That baseball is so archaic.
Oh, please.
So barbaric.
That's why people think it's boring. They don't understand that stuff. Barbaric.
Oh, I got under your skin. That's so cool.
You love doing that. Pushing my buttons.
Like fucking with you.
Oh, man.
Who watches baseball anyway, man?
I'll tell you what, this year I haven't watched much.
Really?
I really haven't. The Mariners have been so bad, I can't watch them. Are you fucking with me?
Houston's going to make it back to the World Series.
I know, but they're not on every night.
Yeah.
The Yankees are on almost every night, or the Red Sox, but the Astros are on maybe once a week. So the Mariners are on every night up here.
Small consolation, right? The Mariners.
Yeah, I want the Mariners to go back to the old, like when we were kids, when they only had 35 games a year and they were all road games. They were on Channel 7 or Channel 5, the NBC or CBS, and they only played 35 road games. That was back when they wouldn't show home games because they thought you wouldn't go to the game if you could watch it on TV.
Makes sense.
They didn't realize that you build a bigger fan base when they can watch all the games at home, and then they want to go out and go to the game, especially if you're playing well. But it was back in the day, they didn't want to put games on radio back when they first started. They said, who'll come to the games if they can sit home and listen to it on the radio?
Yeah.
That didn't hurt. Anyhow, back to the Seahawks. A lot of guys didn't play. You know, no Rusty, no Carson, no DJ Fluker,
Dwayne Brown,
no Bobby, no KJ.
None of the stars.
Yeah. So, you know.
The one-armed bandit was out there. I saw him.
He made a couple of hits, special teams, and he just missed one guy on that one kickoff. He just killed him. Come flying in there, Mach 1, and missed him. What's his name? The guy we just re-signed, defensive back out of safety.
Deshaun Shedd.
Deshaun, yeah.
The returnee.
That's right.
I saw Bam Bam Cam Chancellor tweeted to him after that great play. What?
Anything you can repeat?
No, it was just he posted like a video clip of the safety and said Shed or something like that.
Shed.
I think it seems like his nickname on the team was just Shed.
Instead of Shaft, it's Shed. John Shed. Deshaun Shed.
That's a local. Deshaun Shed is a local boy. Went to Portland State.
Yeah.
College, university, whatever the heck it is.
It is a university.
All right, and he seems to be a local boy. And all these guys that leave. Oh, it leads me to something I didn't have written down. All these guys leave and come back, and they love the Seahawks because, you know, Marsh, boy band, Cassius Marsh.
Yes.
You know, he went to New England, the Niners,
Frisco.
and back to Seahawks.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Who? What?
What? San Francisco.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking for it.
San Francisco.
But I think he didn't spend that much time in Niner land. He did an interview where he's talked about he said New England was not fun at all.
San Francisco.
And he said the Seahawks are more like a family.
That's what everybody says.
And Deshaun Shedd came back. I think he was with Detroit last season. Right.
Yeah, he left and Jermaine came in.
Deshaun got lucky and got out.
That's right.
And Jermaine had to take that temporary job and paid for it.
Did you see former Cougar quarterback Gardner Minshew getting planted?
No.
In his first game for Jacksonville, they got the ball at like their own 8-yard line, and he's in the shotgun, and the snap's a little low, and he bobbles it, and as soon as he stands up, there's a guy blitzed off the corner, nobody touched, and he just hit him in the chest as hard as he could and just planted him. His helmet come flying off into the end zone, and
oh, wow.
Looked like he knocked his mustache off. Hit him so fucking hard.
I thought, you'd think his mustache would protect him against things like that.
Oh, it didn't. That's a lightweight mustache, man. He needs to get a heavy duty Kurt Russell tombstone mustache if he's wanting some protection.
Dude, I just thought of something. Why do all the Eastern Washington athletes that go to the pros always have porn stashes?
Huh. Nothing else to do over there but watch 70s porn, Ron Jeremy movies.
Remember that Gonzaga shooter, Adam
Morrison?
Something? Yeah. He came out with like a porn
He had even worse than porn. His wouldn't even grow in all the way. He needed to take some like steroid shots there to make that thing grow out.
They
put some minoxidil on his lip.
They said that we were so off topic now, but they said when he went to the NBA, he would never like shower or anything after practice or a game, and he'd just stink up the place.
Really?
Maybe he was too scared to go in the shower as a little white boy.
All the black guy.
He didn't want to show his little wiener.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
It's over, Johnny?
Yeah, it's over. You see all those things.
Now he's like, I think he's a coach, assistant coach somewhere. Somebody, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah. Adam Morrison. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Okay. Minshew.
Gardner Minshew.
Porn stashes. And let's get it back to football. Got his head knocked out. All right. You know what? I was just thinking, I was watching the Seahawks game the other day, and they flashed someone on the screen. Excuse me, had to burp. Anyway, it's like I forget who it was now, but they put someone on the screen. I think it was Deshaun Shedd, maybe, but it's like who I knew it was with or maybe it was Xavier Turner, that the running back we picked up from off the waiver wire for one day, and he ran like 20 times in the last
Fourth
game.
quarter.
Yeah, so regardless of who it was, it's like one of these guys that bounce around from team to team. I think now that when they take the profile pic and they show it on TV, I think it's just the head, and they paste it on the uniform.
Yeah.
Whatever team he's playing for.
It's like the old baseball cards when somebody get traded in the middle of the season, and they just like, that's back before they had Photoshop, and they would like kind of like paint the hat and the jersey of the new team on the guy.
Bad graphics
just
guy.
looked terrible.
Yeah, so I think the NFL has got to be smart enough to be doing that now, where they just it's like fake nude photos on the internet about celebrities.
Yeah,
where it's just the head of the celebrity and a fake, fake face job.
Ariana Grande naked. Ariana Grande triple sex video.
Triple sex.
Yeah, triple X video, I guess, not sex. Triple X.
Triple sex. That's like what you mix a margarita with.
Hell yeah.
Triple sec.
Go Hawks.
They should make a brand name triple sex, triple sec.
Go Hawks.
We done?
I'm done. You got any more?
I can talk more about John Eddie.
Well, why don't you do that while we're
leaving,
listening to
I'm still drunk, which I am. Love this song. Shout out to Maddox, my nephew.
Mannix?
Maddox.
Maddox.
Like Tommy Maddox.
Oh. You think he's listening 2 hours into this podcast? To hear your shout out?
No, but he's the one that likes the song.
Hey, we did pick up a couple of fans on YouTube. Did you get my emails?
Yeah, I saw that. We got a couple of comments.
Yeah.
I think one guy was just trying to sell something.
Yeah.
This is like Eddie's song.
Too poop to pop, baby.
Yeah, there's another song that's really good of his. Oh, we're not gonna play it tonight, but no, it's about a guys getting old like us.
Yeah.
It's called if she could only see me then.
Oh, back then, yeah.
That's right. I'm at least 3 sheets to the wind.
What's John Eddie's drink of choice since you've had a few with him?
At the beginning of the song, we've already missed it. He talks about how last call never came, or he missed that. I'm not doing it justice.
You know the lyrics. Come on.
Well, I gotta have the music before I remember the lyrics.
Oh.
I almost drowned, swimming through that whole top shell. You know that damn last call never came.
Last call never came.
Alcohol and blood in my veins.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess that explains it all.
I got more alcohol than blood in my veins.
I'm still at least 3 sheets to the bed. I'm sitting with the dog that bit me. He's looking mighty hungry again.
All right, so our fans can go check out John Eddie if they like what they hear.
Yeah, I'm still drunk. And I love to say I'm sorry.
Maybe you should do a duet with Pee Wee.
Did you rewind it?
No.
Yeah, I'm still drunk, y'all.
Got about 17 seconds left.
Drunk, y'all.
Well, it's time to say goodnight, Ubu.
Good night, Ubu, and stay tuned for an extra little bonus clip of us just going off before the show. Yeah. Okay, so we got the 2 John Eddie songs.
Funny how we're gonna play a song and create our show music theme behind, or just so I can talk about taking strippers to breakfast. Dun, dun, dun. Who's that guy?
I think that's Tom Likas.
Really? I don't. Sounds like I thought it was from a movie. Or
Just says
something.
sinister laugh. I don't know where I got it. We all know this guy.
It boggles the mind.
Boggles your mind, Billy. Is that Billy Graham? Is that his name?
Pat Robertson.
Pat Robertson. They're all the same.
I knew you were a dipshit the first time I ever saw you.
You get so many deep cut audio drops. I don't even know where they're from.
As soon as I see one in a movie, I try to save it and get it off YouTube or somewhere.
3 things to remember when you get older. Never pass up a bathroom. Never waste a hard on. And never trust a fart.
Oh, it rings true so much more every day.
Oh boy, does it. Never pass up the bathroom, especially. Ed never trust a fart.
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
What's that from? Like
Animal House.
Oh yeah,
That's after
one of those. Well,
After-
I guess the right actor because he was in Up the Creek too.
Belushi was? I've never seen Up the Creek, so I don't know.
My
That's Tim
internet
Matheson.
connection-
That was Tim Matheson, wasn't it? It was in Up the Creek.
Yes. Wasn't he in
Yeah, he was, but that wasn't
Hot
him.
Rod too?
That was Belushi.
Got it.
How gay are you? Oh my.
Is George Takei a show VIP? Is he a VIP?
Fuck!
I don't think he's officially a VIP.
Oh my God. What an oversight.
You are a douchebag.
Is that George?
Yes.
Could you get me some hot water? Hot.
Oh my.
He's like our biggest VIP. We just got to have the ceremony for him.
You know, we got to talking about those mug shots. I was online looking, and I was seeing if we could find Sly and Rob VIP mug shots like Rick and well, except Rick's isn't in front of one of those, you know, they have those deals for the how many inches you are and like that. His is just in front of like a
big 10-inch. What are you talking about?
His is just like in front of a, looks like they're taking a portrait, and you know.
Oh, it's Malibu for you.
Yeah, he was him and Nick Nolte both must have got the same police station.
Rick's been arrested twice.
Yeah, I know. The first one, I didn't see a mugshot available for that.
So, you know the charges?
Well, I know the second one was drunk driving. What was the wait a minute. Was the first one for this?
2 nights, 6 chicks, no rubbers.
Rape. Rape.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hank Moody called it in.
This is better than our show.
Yeah.
What we're doing right now.
Yeah, this is what he got arrested for.
There, did you hear that? Nothing like the sound of a stripper's head and a hardwood floor.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Pretty much, dude.
Dropping strippers on the hardwood floor.
The first one was spousal abuse.
Really?
Wow.
I'm losing my wood.
You and me both, Rick. The well, kinda, it's like as I understand it, she got mad because of all the women texting him and emailing him, and she threw a jar of pickles at his head. And she was screaming and fighting, and he, all the guys say this, but he was like grabbing her arm.
I restrained her.
And then his sister-in-law, was in the house and called the cops because she thought it was getting out of hand.
Oh.
And the cops came by and saw a bruise on her arm and took him to jail.
Sure it wasn't something like this?
I need some blow.
Both kinds.
Yeah. Now give me my blow and get the fuck out of here.
That's when they called the cops.
You should put this as a prelude before the show. This whole
bonus material
segment, right?
I didn't know you could be arrested for this.
I made a girl come 7 times once.
80s pop legend Rick Springfield was in there stealing your
I
girl.
like this
Not
part.
Jesse's girl. Your
girl.
Uncle's girl.
Ruggles girl. Oh, the writers are so great in that show.
Jesse is a friend. Yeah, I know he's been a good friend of mine.
Charlie, you gotta get this ass clown out of here before I start swinging.
You wanna throw down, bad boy, huh? You think you can take this? Guess what? I shit a pint of blood this morning.
That's something to brag about.
Good for you, Rick Springfield.
Cheers to you, Rick Springfield. Cheers to you, Rick Springfield.
They should have changed, remember I think he was doing that girl, that stripper. This is going to be the stripper show.
You know who that stripper's mom is in real life?
Susan Sarandon.
That's right. That's Eve Umari.
So remember when he was doing whatever and he was singing Jesse is a friend? He should have followed along with the previous episode where, Hank Moody's saying, Rick Springfield is in there stealing, not Jesse's girl, he's stealing Runkle's girl. He should have changed the words when he was singing that while he was doing sex to Runkle's girl.
Losing my wood. Come on, say it, baby, say it.
I'm getting fucked
Complicated.
by Rick Springfield.
You better love somebody. Woo! Yes, lady, you better love somebody.
Don't wait.
Snake, before knowing me, didn't even pay attention to anybody like Rick Springfield. But he was a big fan of Californication. So I have that, of course, that episode that it's called The Apartment, where all the shit happens all at once. The strippers and everything else. And he just loves that episode. He talks about it now. So he digs it now. He understands.
There's our bonus. 10 minutes.
That was 10 minutes of bonus.
I don't know how long it was. I wasn't paying attention, but we've been recording for 15, so it's probably at least 5 or 8
God,
minutes.
the time flies.
Yeah.